And welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be starting yet another weekend reading vlog. This one I'm very excited about because I'm going to be starting and finishing a very intriguing series for me, because I've seen so many people talk about this. I hear so many good things, but I've also heard like not good things. I don't know, like I feel like I've gotten some dissenting opinions recently, so I'm interested to see what my take on it is, and that's gonna be me reading the Inheritance Games. Also, I wanted to again thank you, Maya, for sending me all 3 of these. It's still like so kind of you, and I'm so thankful, so wanted to mention that. I know the basic premise of this series, but thankfully I have avoided spoilers or anything, so I think you're following our main character. I don't know what her name is yet, but I know she receives this very sizable inheritance, but it's from a man that she doesn't know, and the only thing she has to do to get it is to live in, I think, the Hawthorne house for a year. I have no idea how I'm gonna feel about this series, honestly, because normally like mysteries and thrillers aren't really my vibe, but I've never tried like YA mysteries and thrillers, so I'm excited to see how I like this with kind of a hint of romance in it as well, because that usually increases my enjoyment of a book, and you know, traditional mysteries don't have good romances in them, so I'm excited to check this out. It's also one of the first few days of November as I'm filming this, and I just feel like November is the perfect time for like mystery thriller types of books. So we're starting off the month with a fun mystery series, and I am just so excited to jump into this. So yes, my goal is to finish this series this weekend, which I think is doable. They're not like super long, and considering they're like mystery books and they're YA, I think they're gonna read pretty quickly. Also, if I remember correctly, somebody said that these have short chapters, which, oh, they do have short, wow. Like 2-page chapters? Wow. Now I'm really excited. I'm kind of just gonna treat this as a normal weekend reading vlog, so I'm gonna show you like other things aside from me just reading. So I'm so excited to jump into this. I'm so excited to talk about it with you guys. This is also gonna be spoiler free. I didn't want to put that out there. No spoilers in this video. But I will try my best to give you a good idea of how much I'm enjoying the books without specifics or anything. So it is like 11 o'clock on Thursday morning, and I don't normally start vlogs on Thursdays, but I thought, you know, we try something a little different. I do need to do a little bit of editing, and I do have some homework that I need to finish up, but once I do that, I'm going to hop into the first book, and I will give you updates later. So I'm so excited about this vlog. I hope you guys are too. So let's get into it. Alright, so it's a little bit later, and I've made it up to page 50 in the Inheritance Games, and I thought that would be a good place to stop and tell you like some initial thoughts and feelings. So far, I'm enjoying it. I also really love the short chapters because they're like literally 3 pages. Like when I think short chapters, I'm like 6, maybe 7 pages, but it's like every other page is a new chapter, and I just feel like I'm going through it so quickly. But I just made it up to the part where a main character, Avery, gets her inheritance, and I'm very interested to see reactions from the family. It's definitely like, it's not even kind of like Knives Out. At this point, it basically is Knives Out. It is so similar, and I don't really mind that because I really enjoyed Knives Out, but it's just strange how similar it is almost. But considering this is only like the first 50 pages of the book, obviously it'll diverge soon, I would assume. Avery's like an okay main character. I feel like I haven't read enough of her to really decide if I like her as a character yet. I am really excited to see all of the family drama though, because we've already seen a little bit of arguing just in the first 50 pages, and I live for family drama in books like this, so I'm so excited to see some more of that. And we've also been introduced to all of the brothers. I think one of them talks in riddles kind of so far, and it's kind of annoying, but at the same time I'm like, maybe I can figure out this riddle. I love a good riddle, you know. I'm excited to read some more of this for sure. I think it's just gonna be a really fun time. So there's my update for the Inheritance Games right now. I also got an Amazon package earlier, which I believe is off of my wish list. And obviously I wanted to open it on camera for you guys. So let's get into it. All right, so I like the feeling of this. It's like papery, like really papery. I don't know, not that that has anything to do with anything, but I think it's interesting. Anyway, this is Anatomy, a Love Story by Dana Schwartz, and I actually just picked this up from the library a few days ago, but I'm so excited to have my own copy of it because I am, oh, that's cool. Look at that. Wow. Love the red foil heart. That is so cool. I'm so excited to have my own copy of this. Oh my gosh. This is from Sophie, and she said, this is my all-time favorite book, and I would love to hear you discuss it on your channel. I hope you're having the most wonderful day. Thank you, Sophie. I hope you are also having the most wonderful day. I'm so excited about this. I also just love the cover for it and how it like doubles as a heart and like a girl in a red dress. Like, that's sick. I'm so excited to read this, and I'm even more excited to read it now. So this definitely feels like a November book because it is actually described as a gothic tale full of mystery and romance, which is exactly what I envision for a November book. So that's amazing. I'm gonna add it to my little November TBR that I have sitting right here. That just made my day. Anyway, I do have some plans. Not really, not exciting plans, but I am thinking about starting another crochet project because I haven't, oh, do I even have my hooks with me? That's a great question. I'm not sure that I do. Okay, I'm going to figure out if I have my hooks with me. And then I want to go to Joann's to get some yarn. But I have this crochet gingham bag that's in like oranges and yellows kind of, but I want to make a brown one. Like, I have a vision for it. It's brown. So I think if I can find my crochet hooks, I'm gonna go do some yarn shopping, and then I'm gonna get started on making another bag because I love my orange bag so much, but I do think I want to retire it for the season so I can then like bring it out next August, September, October, that kind of time. And I feel like brown would be really good for November. So those are the plans. I also have the audiobook for the Inheritance games, and I also have the audiobook for the second one as well. So I do think I'm gonna read it for the most part physically, but I could like listen to my audiobook, crochet a little bit. Fun stuff. I haven't crocheted anything in a long time, so I'm kind of excited to get into it. So basically those are my plans for the rest of the day. I'm gonna get my yarn. I'm gonna read some more. That's probably what I'll just be doing this entire weekend though, just reading and crocheting. So sounds lovely, honestly, like an ideal weekend. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, let's go get some yarn. I just got out of Joann's. I thought we could get a yarn haul because I love a good yarn haul. This one came together really easily actually because they were all in a row, and now I have this lovely brown color palette, which I'm excited about. And then I also did have to buy another hook because I forgot my hooks at home, unfortunately. But now I have one of those hooks with like a nice grippy thing on it because I always get blisters when I crochet. So yeah, and then I actually got one more thing because all of their Halloween stuff was 70% off, and I was like, there's no way I can just not get something. So I got this really fun like bat pillar candle, and I'm very excited to light this next Halloween. I think it'll be really fun, and then once it like, you know, gets down a little bit, it'll be illuminated behind the bats. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. But I thought this was really cute, and it was only like $4. $3. Oh, I should have bought two. It was a deal. So very excited about my Joann's finds. I'm gonna go back to my apartment now, and I'm gonna read a little bit more, and then I think I'm also going to get started on my bag, just do a little bit. I do still have some homework to do, which is kind of gross, but obviously I'm not gonna put that in the vlog because that's not fun. But I'll do that a little bit later. And yeah, that's kind of like, that's all I have to do tonight. Just homework, crocheting, and reading. So sounds nice. Minus the homework though. All right, hello everybody. It is the next day at like 2, and I was planning to like read a decent chunk of this book last night, and then I realized, this homework is going to take me a lot longer than I thought it was going to. So I spent a lot of time working on that assignment, but it's done because I had to turn it in earlier today. So now I don't have any homework to do over the weekend, so it's just me and my books and my crocheting this weekend, which makes me sound like a 90-year-old woman, but it's kind of true. So I don't really have much of an update for you on this because I only managed to read like 40 pages until I was just way too tired and I had to go to sleep. But we've kind of just been seeing a little bit more of our main character really understanding the scope of just the wealth that she's inherited. She owns like hotels, planes, helicopters, all of this nonsense, and I'm like, imagine. It's just, like, it's not even fathomable. So that's really fun. We're also starting to see some like family drama and how the family is like actually going to be reacting to her getting the inheritance. Obviously they're pissed. I would also be pissed if this random girl came in and took my like $42 billion. It's just crazy, honestly. But overall thoughts are that I am enjoying it. I'm not obsessed with it, but I am incredibly intrigued, obviously, to find out why she has received this inheritance. However, last night, I have some sad news to report. This was not my fault. I'm putting it out there that it was not my fault. But I've managed to avoid spoilers for this series ever since the final gambit came out, because I think that's kind of when you figure out like who she chooses or who she ends up with, whatever, as far as the brothers go. But I saw a spoiler for it last night. I was like, are you kidding me? The day I start reading this series, this is what I get? I don't deserve that, but it's fine. Like, it's not going to like ruin my reading experience, but I think it will make it like a little less fun because I know which one she's gonna end up with, I guess. I don't know. But it is what it is. Literally every time I read any series ever, I get spoiled for it. Most of the time it's my fault, but this time it's not my fault and I'm just so sad. But it's fine. It's fine. That aside, let's talk plans for the rest of the day. I don't have any, so that's really nice. My plans really just consist of finishing this book. I would like to read the rest of this today so I can like stay on track and finish the series this weekend. Hopefully that'll happen, but we'll see. I only have like 280 pages left in this book, and based on like how fast I read the first 90 pages of it, I don't think that's gonna be an issue at all. So I'm gonna sit down, finish this up. I'll give you like a couple of updates in between and whatnot, but then once I finish this book, I'm gonna start crocheting my bag, which I am very excited about. I think I'm also gonna watch like a movie while I start crocheting my bag. Like, that'll be fun. I think I might put on like some sort of mystery movie. I'm not sure though, but I thought it would fit with the theme. And recently I've watched Clue and Knives Out, and I've really enjoyed both of them. So I feel like that'd be really fun to watch this evening. So definitely gonna be doing that. And it's just gonna be a really chill Friday night. I'm going to hop into the inheritance games, and I will talk to you in a bit. It is a little bit later, and I have made some good progress with the inheritance games. I am up to page 202 now, so I'm a little bit over halfway, and I'm still just like enjoying my time reading this. It's just a fun book. I really love all of the clues and watching them try to work them out. It's just fun, you know. I don't really know how I'm feeling about either of the potential love interests here. Obviously, if I had to choose one at this point, it would be Jameson, but that's mainly because that's kind of the only interactions we're seeing. But I'm interested to see why Grayson becomes like another option, you know, because right now he's kind of rude, he's kind of standoffish, not the vibe, but I'm interested to see what the development in that relationship is gonna look like. So I feel like that's all I have to say about it at this point. It's a solid read. It's a nice like cloudy day, so I just feel like it's the perfect time to sit in my apartment and read a fun little mystery book. So I'm having a good time. I also painted my nails since the last time we spoke because they looked crusty, and now they don't anymore. So very productive afternoon, as you can tell, but I thought I would give you like some brief thoughts. But honestly, like there's not much to report on at this point in time, you know? So I'm excited to see kind of what happens at the end of this book, because I would assume something big is gonna happen. I don't know though. We'll just see. I've never read like a YA mystery thriller type of book, so like is there I mean, I'm sure there's no like action parts, but there's got to be like some grand reveal at the end, and I'm excited to see what that's gonna be. So I have like 170 pages left, so I'm gonna sit down and finish that, and then I will give you some final thoughts. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so it's a little bit later and I have an exciting update because I did indeed finish the Inheritance games. I think I'm going to be giving this book a 4 stars because I liked the book and I really liked all of the dynamics. I liked the riddles, I liked the puzzles. The house that they were staying in was also like really sick because there are a bunch of like hidden passageways and like buttons you can press and like things that would be revealed. And you know, fireplaces that can be opened with like a candlestick to reveal a set of stairs, like cool stuff. I was into those aspects of it so much. And I really liked the concept of this one because I feel like with most mysteries, it doesn't really offer me like kind of that sense of escapism that fantasy does. But the concept of this book is just so ridiculous that I'm like, there's no way that this would actually happen in real life. So it does kind of provide some escapism, if like that makes sense. I like that the concept is a little convoluted and I can just like kind of get lost in that. So I really like that. I really enjoyed the dynamics between the characters and I'm very interested to see how certain like romances develop, even though I know who she's gonna end up with, but we won't talk about it again. But I'm excited to see how all of it develops really. So definitely a solid 4-star read. If you're looking for just like a fun, fast YA mystery, I'd recommend. I don't read YA mysteries ever. This is literally like the first YA mystery I've ever read. No, that's a lie. I've read Truly Devious, but it's been a while. I thoroughly enjoyed my time reading this one. I literally sat down for like 4 hours and just read this book and I enjoyed my time. I also just really think mysteries are perfect for this time of year, so I'm glad that I decided to pick this up now. So there's kind of thoughts on the Inheritance games. Very excited to start the Hawthorne legacy, although I've heard questionable things about this sequel. Not that like the content is questionable, but just like enjoyment factor and like believability almost, even though like it's not that believable to begin with. But I'm excited to see what I think about this because I've seen some not super positive reviews of it recently, but obviously I will be going into it with an open mind and just seeing what I think about it. So I'm very interested. So we're already off to a good start this weekend. Finished this one today, gonna finish this one tomorrow, and then I will read the final Gambit on Sunday. So like I said, it's like 8 o'clock on Friday night now, and I'm going to make some hot chocolate because that sounds delicious. And then I'm going to put on a movie. I think I've decided I'm gonna watch Enola Holmes, the first one. I've never seen it before because I think the second one came out today. And if I like that one, I can watch the second one. But I think it's something that I'm really going to enjoy because from the Sherlock Holmes content that I have consumed, being just the TV show Sherlock, and I have read a couple of like the actual stories, I really enjoyed them. So I was like, why haven't I seen this movie yet? You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be really fun. I am excited about it. And I'm gonna start working on my bag. So that's also exciting. Obviously, I'm not gonna be doing any more reading today because I literally just sat down and read for like 4 hours. So I will be starting this one tomorrow morning and I will come at you then with some initial thoughts and feelings and then we'll go from there. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Hello and good morning, everybody. I bet you cannot guess where I just went. I think I'm just becoming too predictable at this point. Anyway, it's Saturday morning. I woke up so late this morning for me because I'm usually up by like 8 or 8:30, but I woke up at 9:40 and it was just weird. So I don't know what that's about, but I did get like 10 hours of sleep, so maybe I needed it. But whatever. So I went to McDonald's, but before that I actually have a bit of a reading update. Not for any of the books that I've already introed in this vlog, but I have been reading some more of Spiritbound, which is the 5th book in the Vampire Academy series, and what's with the cover? I hate it so much, so I'm just gonna like put that down. But I thought I could give you like an update on it just because I've been talking about the rest of them in my vlogs, and I want to keep you guys like up to date with what I'm thinking of it. And I love it, honestly. Like the 5th book, it's been very action-packed so far, and I'm so excited to see where the rest of it is gonna go. Honestly, kind of aiming to finish it this weekend. I already have, like, you know, the rest of the Inheritance Game series that I want to read, but this doesn't even feel like reading because it's just such a fun time. Like, honestly, it's just so good, and I'm gonna be so sad when this series is over, but also, I need to know what's gonna happen next, you know? So I'm on page 263, so I'm like halfway through the book now, and shockingly enough, somebody got kidnapped, and I'm like, when will Rochelle Mead find a better plot device? I don't know, but I really hope it happens soon. And like, yes, somebody being kidnapped is a good plot device. You know, like it gets people mad, it gets people angry, they're really motivated to get them, emotions are running high, and like, it's good. But like, I'm pretty sure somebody has gotten kidnapped in every single one of these books. Like, I'm not mad about it. Honestly, it's kind of comical at this point, just the fact that it does happen in every single book, but it is what it is. So, I'm having, like, it's just so fun. I will keep my updates on this book brief because obviously this is mainly me reading the Inheritance Games in this vlog, but I did want to mention it just because I'm having such a good time reading it. So, thought I would talk about that. And then last night I also watched Enola Holmes, which I did enjoy. Like, it was a really fun time. The only thing I didn't like was that she broke the fourth wall a lot, and I hate it when shows or movies do that, to be honest. Like, it just makes me feel like I'm on Blue's Clues, specifically in this one because it was like mystery elements or whatever, and I didn't enjoy that. But aside from that, I really liked it. I thought it was fun. I will definitely, probably, be watching the second one. And then I've also made some decent progress with my crochet bag. Meaning I've done the bottom and like one row of it. So like, if we look at this one, I'm like here. So putting that into perspective is just sad thinking about all the work I have to do on it, but it'll be worth it when it's done. It also didn't help that I started doing the bottom in the wrong color, so I had to like unravel the whole thing, and it was so sad. But I was like, no, I can't just stick with it like this because that would bother me. So it was worth the work. Anyway, I think those are all of my updates for the morning. Plans for today really don't consist of much of anything. Who's surprised? Obviously, my plan is to read the Hawthorne Legacy today. I'm going to eat my breakfast and then I'm going to get started on that. And then obviously, I will keep you updated as I'm reading that. I think I also have some fun book mail coming today, which I am so excited about. Like, I cannot wait to show you guys. I won't tell you what it is yet. Keep you in suspense, but it's a good one, let me tell you. So yeah, not much going on. Gonna read, gonna work on my bag, and that's kind of it. So it's a lovely cloudy day today, so I thought it would be just the perfect opportunity to sit inside, read, and crochet. So yes, I will update you once I have started the Hawthorne Legacy. Okay guys, it is a few minutes later and the mail came early. And I'm so excited to open it. Oh, I need scissors. I never have scissors. I bought this off of Pengo Books, and I'll explain like in a sec, but since this is from like an actual person, she sent me like these little stickers. Okay, there's 2 books in here, so I'm gonna show you the one that I'm less excited about, but I'm still excited about it. So I was on Pengo Books just looking for like a cheap hardback of Escaping from Houdini because originally I borrowed this from the library, but I do want to have all 4 books, so like eventually I will be buying a hardback of Capturing the Devil as well, but it was like $5 or $7 maybe, and it was really cheap. it's a good deal, so I can just like have this for my collection. So that's all that I was looking for. And then I like swiped to the next picture on one of these listings, and she was like, I will also throw in this book, which I'm so excited about because it's an arc of Hunting Prince Dracula, which I freaking love, that is signed by Carrie Maniscalco. Like, are you kidding me? It was $7 for both of these. As I was waiting for it to come, I was like, there's absolutely no way that like this is actually gonna happen. Like, that's too good to be true, but it is. I'm so excited about it. I love this book so much. Like, it's definitely one of my favorite books of the year. And now that I have like a fun little arc that's signed, I'm like, oh my god, what have I done to deserve this? I'm just so excited about it. There's my really exciting book mail, and I'm just like, wow. You know, I also have another package, which I'm also like immensely excited about. And I'm also kind of concerned that this one is too good to be true. So we'll just open it and see. I literally found this on Amazon for $20, and I was like, is this fake? Like, is this fake? I'm still not 100% sure if it's fake or not, but I was like, for $20, I will see if it's fake or not. I still don't understand, and I'm not gonna ask any questions, but this is the Waterstones exclusive edition of Chain of Iron, which was like, you know, limited edition. You can't buy this anymore, so I still don't understand, but I'm not gonna ask questions because, wow, it's so pretty. It's literally so pretty, and I love it. Look at all the runes, like the gold foiling on it is so pretty, and it says Chain of Iron on the spine and whatnot. It's also got like a little stamp of Cassandra Clare's signature. Literally so much good book mail this morning. I can't get over it. Look at these lovelies. I love them. I want to know, is this the same height as the Clockwork Angel special edition? I want to see. Oh my god, it is. That is satisfying. Oh my god. Literally, wow. Like, escaping from Houdini, like, that's fun too. But, oh, like, look at these. I need to put these on my shelf ASAP. I like don't know what to do with myself right now because I'm just so excited. So yes, it's been a good morning already. Now I'm actually gonna go start reading the Hawthorne Legacy, but first I think I might have to find some room for these on my shelf. So yeah, let's do that first and then I'll start reading. It is a little bit later and I thought I could give you a quick update on the Hawthorne Legacy. I have made a decent amount of progress in this book. I'm up to page 146, which is chapter 37, and I don't know if I have like many thoughts on it, to be honest. Like, things have happened and we're finding things out, but I don't know if I really like care that much. Like, it's definitely kind of interesting and some of this stuff is kind of juicy, but there's also like, it doesn't really have the few aspects from the first book that I really liked. There's not really a ton of riddles. I'm not seeing too many secret passageways going on in here yet, and that was one of like the main draws of the first book for me, just because the house was so cool. But I feel like we're not seeing enough of it in this one, you know? And I like the characters, but I'm not like attached to them in any way. I like the romance-ish, kind of, if you can call it that at this point, but I know where it's going, so I'm like, okay. And I don't know, I'm like, what are we, at this point, I don't understand what we're trying to figure out. Because at this point, I feel like I kind of know things that in the first book, I was like, oh, that, like, I'm really interested to figure out, like, all of this stuff. And now I'm like, what else is there to figure out? Like, I I don't know. That's not to say I'm not enjoying it. Like, it's fun, it's a fast read. At any rate, I'm definitely gonna be able to finish it up today. Like I said, I'm like halfway through the book almost, so I think I'm gonna take a break from it for a little bit and work on my crochet bag. So I wish I was loving the second book a little bit more, but I feel like it's kind of lost the charm almost that this first book had for me. So it could come back, you know, later, I don't know. But the one thing I do have to say is that I love the covers for these books. Like, just looking at them, I'm like, they're so cool. I love this blue color also. Not that anybody wanted my review on like cover design for these books, but it's definitely cool. I can tell you one thing though, and that's that the lawyer or the attorney at law or whoever the hell she is, her name's Elisa, and she annoys the hell out of me. Every time she like orders Avery around to do something, I'm like, shut up, just stop talking. Like, I know it's her job to do these things, but at the same time I'm like, you're kind of manipulative and I don't really like you that much. But aside from that, like, the main characters are fine. Everybody else sucks in the book, obviously, but like, that's the point. Like, the family is just terrible. I know that's the point, but like, I can't stand them most of the time. So yeah, I guess that's that. I'm going to go eat lunch really quickly, and then I'm going to probably start watching the second Enola Holmes movie, just because obviously I need something to watch. And then I'm gonna go to dinner with my friend tonight, and then when I get back, I don't know where I'll be at with that. I guess my goal is to finish this before I leave for dinner, but that's in like 4 hours, 3 hours. The day has gotten away from me. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it before then, but at any rate, I'm gonna read this. And then also later, I'm gonna read more of Spiritbound, which I'm so excited about. So there's my update for this afternoon. I've been having a rather slow day, but it's been very nice. So yes, I will talk to you guys when I have an update on something. It is Sunday afternoon and I have some reading updates for you, which is always good for a reading vlog. First of all, last night I finished the Hawthorne Legacy and I think I'm gonna give this one a 3.5. I definitely enjoyed the second half of this book more than I enjoyed the first half. There was like some relationship development happening. There were some dramatic scenes going on and I was intrigued. I was interested. And I just had like a good time reading the second half of this book. However, I don't really love where the mystery aspect of this series is going, and there are just a couple of things revealed, and it's kind of interesting to see like the scope of what Tobias Hawthorne kind of based this game on get like wider and wider. But at the same time, I was like, it's getting a little too much almost. Like, I don't know, there were just a few things that I was like, this is bordering unbelievable, you know. And I know the book itself is unbelievable, but at the same time the scope was getting so wide and there were so many threads and I was like, what? Like, I don't know. There are definitely like interesting things that we found out, and there are a couple things that I was definitely shocked by, but I don't know if I loved it, you know, which is why it's getting a 3.5, because I did enjoy my time reading this book, but at the same time I just, like, I don't know. There's definitely a lot of drama. There's definitely a lot of like family issues going on, but I don't think I would be very interested in this series if there wasn't a romance element to it. But like, it's good that it is there because that is keeping me reading, because I'm like, oh, kind of like the development here, kind of like the development there. I'm not like obsessed with like either of the options really, but I definitely have a preference. It's Jameson. But like, I'm not, you know, like either way, I'd be cool with it. It was a good time. I enjoyed my time reading it. I'm just not, you know, like obsessed with it or anything. So there is the Hawthorne Legacy, and now I have indeed, if I could grab it, read like 20 pages of the final Gambit this morning. I did wake up and read just a little bit, and like nothing's happened. They threw her a birthday party. It was kind of cute. Definitely going to be spending basically all day reading this book, and I'm not mad about that. It sounds kind of fun. I'm excited to see the conclusion to this story, and I really don't know like what we're trying, this sounds awful, but like I don't know what we're trying to figure out at this point. So I'm kind of interested to see what this book has in store, because I feel like the one question that I really had, and the one question you like everybody has been answered kind of. So I'm like, what else is there? So yes, we'll be giving you updates on that. And then I do have one more update, and that is that I've made some very good progress with my bag, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. So here's where we're at. I do have the bottom of it finished. I'm loving the color scheme so far. I love the browns. Gonna be perfect for like October and winter and whatnot. But I don't think I'm gonna have any more time to work on this weekend, because I don't have an audiobook for the final Gambit like I did for the other ones. So it is just me in this book today. So yes, I believe those are all of the updates that I have for you this afternoon. I am going to get started reading the final Gambit, and hopefully I'm gonna finish it today. Like, that's the goal. Should happen. And I will keep you updated as I read this. So let's get into it. It is me from like, I don't know, 10 minutes later. I don't know why the audiobook gods have decided to shine down upon me. How does that go? Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I originally did not have the audiobook for the final Gambit, so I was gonna have to like actually sit down and read this book for the whole day, which I would have been down for, but I also really want to work on my bag. But I didn't have the audiobook for this, so I was like, ugh, what am I gonna do, you know? But then I checked Libby, and there was a single one available. I have like 3 libraries on my Libby account right now. Only one of them was available out of all 3 of them, and I was like, no way, because I checked it yesterday and it was like a 3 or 4 week wait on all of the libraries. So I was like, is this for real? I clicked that add button so fast, and I'm so excited that I can now crochet my bag while I listen to the audiobook for this. So that is a good day. I still can't believe it though, because this is like a relatively new release. I don't know when this came out, maybe in like September, and I'm just shocked that I got like the last one. So yes, very fun. Had to share the exciting news. Now I'm going to listen to this via audiobook for a little while. I'll probably pick it up physically in a bit, but for now I do want to work on my bag. So oops. Sorry, very exciting. It's a bit later, and I have made quite a bit of progress in the final Gambit. I'm up to page 150, which is like a little bit less than halfway through, and I'm definitely enjoying it. But again, it really just doesn't have like the vibe, I guess I would say, that the first one does, because the first one kind of reminds me of like older style mysteries almost, with all like the clues and riddles and whatnot, and this one like does kind of have that, but it just doesn't give me the same vibe. However, I have been really enjoying listening to the audiobook of this while I've been working on my bag. I feel like they're really good like books to pass the time almost, because they're like fun. You kind of get lost in it. You do want to know like what's gonna happen next, and I'm still having a good time reading it. But it's just like, I don't know, it doesn't really compare to the first one in my eyes, but it's still good. you know. Anyway, I thought I could also show you the progress that I've made with my bag. So we're really getting there. I don't know how many more rows I'm gonna put on, probably too many, now that I'm thinking about it. Yes, I am going to get back into reading this physically in a second. Well, not a second, maybe like in an hour or so, because I do want to work on my November title page. Well, not really title page, but just like my November page in my reading journal, because I have been, here's a little like update on what I'm doing with my reading journal, if anybody wants to know. For the last like year or so, I haven't really been doing like title pages for each month or anything like that, and I haven't really been like tracking things or writing anything down in my journal. I've kind of just been using it for like wrap-ups every now and then, or like spreads for a specific book series. But I have decided recently that I do want to do like an all-encompassing like one spread kind of thing for each month. So like for August, here's this, I wrote down like all the books that I read that month in here, and I have like quotes and stats. And then I also did the same thing for September, so we just have like really simple spread. I have like a mini TBR on this one, and then I also have like some stats, and I also did like the same thing for October, which I think is what I'm gonna do for November. Like I wrote down my TBR, and then I also have like stats and favorite quotes. So I want to do something like that for November. I just want to keep it like simple, because if I don't keep it simple, then I'm just not gonna do it. You know, so I'm gonna like quickly whip something up for this month so I can start like writing things down. I do also want to put like a mini TBR on here as well, because I have so many books that I want to read in November, and if I don't write them down, I will literally just forget about them. So I'm gonna do that, but I don't think it'll take me very long. And then once I'm finished making my spread, I will get into physically reading the final gambit for a little bit, because I can also like read faster if I read it physically. So, and then why did I put, what? Oh, I put these in the wrong order. Sorry. I was looking at my stats for October, and I do put like a favorite book and a least favorite book, and I switched them, and I thought I put Vampire Academy as my least favorite book because that's what I wrote down. And that's a big no. That had to be my favorite. Like as a whole, that series was my favorite of October. Although honestly, attempting to switch them back would make it look really ugly, so I'm just gonna leave it how it is. But I'll know up here that I did not mean to do that. Anyway, I don't know why I put this over here. I'm literally about to do something in it. So let's work on some bullet journal, well, a spread, just a spread. Quite a bit later. It's like 6:30 now, and I have indeed made quite a bit of progress in the final gambit. I am up to page 294 now. I know I haven't updated much over the course of me reading this book, but honestly, I don't have a lot of thoughts on it. I'm definitely like enjoying my time reading this book, and I do think that the mystery elements are a little bit more similar to what they are in the first book. But the thing is, in the second book, we kind of took a turn from what like the original mystery that we were trying to solve is, and the one that I was kind of interested in, to this like other mystery, like this greater mystery, shall we say. And I don't really care about the mystery that's being solved in this book. And that's the problem. I enjoy the characters. I think Avery is a really solid main character. I like her a lot. As far as the whole romance situation goes in this book, I don't love either of them. Like, I don't mind it, and I do really enjoy the romance aspect in this series and how it is very prevalent, obviously. I love a good romance in my book, so I liked seeing that in mystery books because I feel like that's not a thing that I've read a ton of, or at all, to be honest. So I like that, and it's definitely keeping me a little bit more engaged than like I would be if this were just straight mystery. But I don't love either of the love interests. Like, they're kind of bland, honestly. Like, if I had to choose one, definitely would choose Jameson. Grayson's a little bit too broody for me, and he's been irritating me in this book, so he really wasn't into it. However, I have had a good time listening to this on audio while I've been doing my journaling, doing my crocheting. It was a nice day, and I feel like these are really good books to listen to on audio, and I feel like they lend themselves well to the format. Aside from that, I just feel rather like neutral on this book. You know, I really enjoyed the first one, but now that this has kind of taken a turn, and it's kind of like there's so much going on and so many things that are connected to so many other things, and I don't fully know who's who. Like, every now and then when a name is mentioned, I'm like, have I heard this name before in this series? Not that I can remember, but they've definitely been mentioned. But there's just so much going on in this book, and it is a little bit convoluted when you really like take a step back and think about just how many iterations of this like mystery and these clues that they've gone through and solved. And I'm like, how am I supposed to keep this straight? I don't know. It's definitely incredibly impressive though. Like, thinking about the brain power that went into writing a book like this, I can't even fathom it. Honestly, like, the fact that Jennifer Lynn Barnes literally like came up with all these riddles, came up with this entire mystery, came up with like a second mystery with all of these clues and all these family trees, and I'm like, I just don't even know. I'm definitely like impressed at the scope of this series, but I just wish that I was liking this one as much as I was liking the first one. But that's not to say that I'm not enjoying it. If you're in the market for like a fun YA mystery series, obviously I'd recommend this series to you. It's definitely like a really fun time, and if you want some books to sit down and binge, I feel like these are the perfect ones. So even though I'm not loving this, I do have, you know, like 60 pages left, so maybe everything will just get super action-packed and interesting towards the end. I don't know. Never say never. Honestly, I can't wait to finish this book so I can go back to reading Spiritbound. Like, I've had to put that book on hold for the weekend for the most part so I can finish like this series, but I am so excited to get back into Vampire Academy. But obviously I'm gonna go finish this one. Actually, I'm gonna go eat some dinner and then I'm gonna finish this one, and then I think I'm going to wrap the vlog up tomorrow. Maybe I'm gonna like sit on it, think about the series as a whole for a little bit, and then I would come back at you with like some final thoughts on the series as a whole. But I'm gonna go read the last 60 pages and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay, so it is the next day, it is Monday morning, and I'm here to quickly wrap up the vlog, give you my final thoughts on this series, and any just final updates that I have for you guys. So I did finish the final Gambit last night, and I think I'm gonna give this book a 3-star. I did really like the ending of this book, and I like what ended up happening with the money, shall we say. But aside from that, I did feel like the first 250 pages of this book, it was not really gripping me in any way. And again, I do think that's because just like the mystery and what they were trying to figure out changed over the course of the series, and I just don't love the change that they made. It wasn't bad, and I did enjoy my time reading this. It's just not really a book that I would ever like revisit. But like overall, it's a fun time, and I just really like how she ended the series. So that's it. I did it. I did finish all 3 of these books this weekend. If you want a fun, fast-paced mystery series to dive into, this is a pretty good pick. So I liked a lot of the characters. I think my favorite might have been Xander. Yeah, I feel like he was the brother with like the most personality, so I feel like it has to be him. I do enjoy the other characters, but a lot of them irritate me, and a lot of them I'm just like pretty neutral on. However, I do enjoy all the characters in here, and I liked having like stronger characters in a mystery story, because all of the mysteries that I've read, it's kind of like the mystery takes the forefront and then it's about the characters, and as like a character-based reader, that's not usually what works for me, so I enjoyed that. But overall, I had a good time. I also have another reading update for you, which I thought I would leave until the end in case nobody cares, but I care. You probably would have thought that after I read all 3 of these books in the span of a weekend, I wouldn't want to pick up anything else. But I had 250 pages of this book left, and I just started reading it last night at like 9:30, and then I looked up and it was 1 a.m. and I was like, oh, I finished it. So I did finish Spiritbound by Rochelle Mead. And this series has really taken a turn. It is wild. I don't even know. Okay, I do know what's going on anymore, but I'm also like, why is this happening? And I just have many thoughts about this series right now. They're all good thoughts though. And I'm giving this book a 5 stars. Like, I can't, at this point, I can't not give it a 5 stars. You know, like, I loved my time reading this book. It's kind of funny that like the one book that I wasn't focused on like vlogging this weekend is the only book out of the 4 books that I read this weekend that I'm giving 5 stars, but I wanted to give her her moment to shine. But I'm obsessed with this series right now. And I have started The Last Sacrifice, which is the last book in this series. I started reading it when I was waiting for my class to start this morning. Got 25 pages in. So many things are already happening and I'm so excited, but also I am so sad that I'm on the last book already. I don't know how that happened. The only reason I'm glad that I'm done with this book, because it does make me kind of sad that I'm towards the end, is the fact that I can turn this back into the library and never look at this atrocious cover again. It hurts my eyes. Why would they do this? Also, my other update for you guys is how my bag is going. We're making a lot of progress and I really like the color palette for it. So I think I'm going to finish this up over the week, and I will definitely give you guys like a little final update maybe in my next vlog. I'll definitely post about it on Instagram if anybody cares, but I'm so excited about it. Literally the perfect color scheme for November, and now I'm like, do I need to make different colored bags for each season? Do I want to put myself through that? But at the same time, it's so cute. So yeah, it's also a really easy pattern to follow. I'll definitely link it. There's like a YouTube video for it that I've been following down below. The person that makes all these patterns also has like a bunch of other patterns, so you should like check those out too, because I like all of her crocheting content. Good stuff. So I'm really excited about my bag, and I guess that might be it. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'm pleasantly surprised at all of the good reading that I managed to get done this weekend. I'm really happy that I did decide to read this series. It was a fun time. I just had like a really chill weekend. I didn't really have like any plans at all, and it was just nice. It was just me and my books, and that's all you need, you know? So I am gonna let you guys go. However, if you did enjoy this video, please do let me know down below. Have you guys read the Inheritance game series? I would love to know what your thoughts on it are. I know so many people love it, but I'd be interested to know if any of you kind of feel neutral about it, or if you didn't like it, like did you like the first book and you didn't like the others? I don't know. Do let me know what you think about it, because I think I'm in the boat of I loved the first book and then it got progressively less interesting for me. But again, I want to hear what you guys have to say. And if you haven't read the Inheritance game series, just let me know how you guys are doing, what you're up to, what you're reading, anything you want to tell me. I'm all ears. So I will let you guys go and see you in my next video.